Hi, everyone. This is Essay of the Month 0. I want to show you how we're going to work with these. This is part of the Writing Enthusiasts membership. So this is the kind of thing we're going to do around Essay of the Month every month together. And this is the way I work with my students whenever we get to have enough time to practice together. It is a technique that I've been using successfully with my students for quite a long time now. It's been confirmed to me by Sam McCarter, my IELTS guru, who's presentations I had the privilege to attend. His book, by the way, helped me prepare for my IELTS exam, and his books have been, I think, the best course books I've used over the years as a teacher. So Essay of the Month. Topic in short, possessions versus our humanity. The question type, do you agree or disagree? So what I want to show you here is the method that you can use to practice writing better essays on your own, because marathon runners don't run marathons every day. And so here I want to show you what you can do to help you improve your essays without having to work too hard. We will be working smart. So the first thing I want to show is the method. So set your timer for 10 minutes. And by the way, at the beginning, when you do it for the first time, maybe set a timer for 20 minutes for it obviously not to last forever, but not to stress yourself with those 10 minutes. But that will be your aim, to have your timer set for 10 minutes. And then in the first 4 or 5 minutes, you will read the task mindfully, carefully, like your life depends on it, and then create a clear, simple plan. Remember, you must be clear on this before you start writing anything. If you're aiming for scores 6.5 and above, you must learn how to plan your essays. And the better your plan, the better your essay has a chance to be. In the next 5 minutes, you will write an introduction. I will show you how to do this in a second, but an introduction is 2 sentences only. It doesn't have to be longer. You don't have to spend time squeezing out of yourself some strange ideas. I call it fluff. You don't have to do that. It's a very, very simple thing to do. If it's written well, all you need is 2 sentences. And just like with anything you do with me, we will concentrate on quality rather than quantity when you write. So 2 sentences, good sentences are enough to give you a good band 7, 8, or 9 kind of introduction. What are those sentences? The first one is a paraphrase of the task. This is to give your reader the background for your essay, for them to know what is going on, what you're talking about. The second sentence of your introduction is the most important sentence of the entire essay. We call it the thesis statement, and it simply tells your reader about your opinion and the essence of your plan. This is where you learn how to write a higher level kind of essay, because my darling, if you write an introduction which says, I am going to present my arguments to agree with this statement in the following essay, this is not the introduction. This is the kind of introduction which says, please give me band 6. I don't want anything more than that. Okay, so you need to learn how to write better introductions if you want to have better scores. So for those of you who are stuck in band 6.5, wanting 7 or more, this might be the very reason why you're so stuck. In the last minute of those 10 minutes, I would like you to check if your introduction answers the question, if it contains all the elements needed. Please check for logic. Okay, so check if the words that you have written simply make sense together. Some of it will be depending on correct grammar, some of it will depend on correct spelling or the correct use of words. Also eliminate any repetition that you can. Okay, so these are the 10 minutes. So your aim will be just to write those 2 sentences. Like I said earlier, it is about quality over quantity. You want good quality writing at this point. If you are still friends with the myth, which says the more you write, the better your score, please let go of that. Okay, so in the process of making this introduction so short, you will be learning how to express yourself in a compact form. And voila, here is our topic. I will be quiet for a few seconds so you can read it in peace. Don't rush this process. Read like your life depends on it. All right, so what do we mean by analyzing an essay task? First of all, I think this is something that could help you a little bit. I like to, and this is my my terminology here. So first of all, this is quite a typical essay task, which can be divided into 3 parts. Sometimes the first 2 parts are kind of merged together into 1 sentence. Here we have them all separate. So the first part is the background, the context for the essay. This describes the situation. This is our first sentence here. The second one is the opinion, the controversy, something that they want you to react to argue with. And the last part is the question. So let me break these down a little bit. What does it really mean? And this will help you see why I'm asking you to read those topics mindfully. So here is the background, the first sentence. This is the situation. What these sentences do, they help you call on all the experiences, all your knowledge of the topic, and to open up all the cupboards and all the drawers in your brain that hold all the language, all the ideas, all the experiences connected to that topic. That's why it's so important to read it slowly and mindfully so that you can actually let your brain do the work, okay? So when I read this topic, this is the picture I see in my head. Okay, this is, to me, this is the situation. People have more and more and more and more things. Yes. I searched the internet quite, it took me quite a long time to find the picture that best represents what I see in my head when I read this sentence. It may have been a different picture for you, but the idea here is that people have more and more and more things. The second sentence is our controversy. So here is the thing that IELTS want you to argue, yes, the point of view. And here you need to be prepared to be provoked. I think that's a very, very good word for this. So here they tell us that our strong desire to own these things, our strong desire to own all these things is making us less aware of important qualities such as kindness and concern for others. When you read a sentence like this, and you do it mindfully, and you watch yourself and see what happens in your head when you read this, what you should get is immediately your opinion. It's your reaction to this. That is your opinion. So sometimes my students tell me, oh, Amelia, I am not sure. I don't have an opinion on the topic. I don't believe this. When you read something like this, you must react some way. And the three reactions, three basic reactions we can have is, oh, that's rubbish. You know, you disagree. If you read the sentence like this and you say, oh, yes, you IELTS people and I could be friends, you know, you agree. When you say, it's not so easy, it's not so black or white, you know that you agree and disagree at the same time. You see both sides of the argument. You see both sides of the story. So it's very important to notice what happens in your head as you read your topic, okay? So we've got background and controversy. Now let's have a look at the last one. This is something that we don't want to skip. And so the question is your instruction. Okay, so here they ask you, do you agree or disagree? You can agree, you can disagree, you can do both. Again, a lot of students come to me and say, but don't you think that if they say, do you agree or disagree, I only have these two options? And here I need to say, darling, not to get too philosophical, but it seems that this world operates in the either or category all the time. Yes, they're telling you to choose. This is good, this is bad, this is right, this is wrong, this is white, this is black. Yes, it's not necessarily so. And you are not forced to choose between either or here. You are not forced to go just for agree and or just for disagree. You can be somewhere in the middle. That is your right. Okay, so the only thing that we need to remember here is that the question in the essay determines the shape of the essay, determines how we answer obviously the question, and the way we answer the question shapes the entire essay. What do I mean by that? Well, here they're asking you, do you agree or disagree? So this is where you shouldn't be writing about advantages and disadvantages, for example, right? If they ask you to discuss both views and give your opinion, you don't write about why you agree or disagree. Okay, if they ask you to write about advantages and disadvantages, you don't write about causes or problems and solutions. Okay, so you have to be really clear on what question you're answering to do it well. Now, let's do some planning. So here, normally during live calls, I do it together with my students in a document. Here, I have it all nicely prepared, but for you to see what the process is, okay? So I have prepared my plan table to help me show you what I call the balanced approach. So because I see things on both sides and I don't think everything is very good or very bad. I usually approach these topics this way, but also from my experience, I can see that, first of all, a topic, an essay like that is much easier to plan when you look at both sides of the argument. It's easier, it's quicker. And also, you have a better chance to write a better essay. Because if you stick just to one side of the arguments, it's as if like you are giving yourself a chance just to look at it from one perspective. It's like you're limiting yourself. Yes, you're forgetting about this side here. And so that also has an impact on the language you're using. And also, if you just look at one side of the story, the arguments, the ideas you're presenting could potentially have quite a simple connection. What do I mean by that? If you just write about why you agree, you will say, I agree because of this, and because of that, and because of that, and because of that. You see what happens? The only way we can connect those ideas or arguments is using and. If we look at the argument from both sides, we have a completely different relationship between those sides. Yes, a more sophisticated relationship. Yes, a more complex one. You can explain things in a much more colorful way, and either say it will be easier for you to generate ideas and to stay, you know, in that kind of excitement about the topic. So let's have a look. So first of all, I will start with agree here. So if we agree with this topic, we will say basically humanity is in a really bad condition. Yes, really bad things are happening. And to some extent, they are right. So what I see here is that parents work so much that they, because they want to have a bigger car, bigger house, better holiday, better clothes, etc., that they don't know who their own children are. Yes, you know, they will have nannies and babysitters, spend their time with their children while they're working, while they're chasing money. Horrible. Another thing that I see is that obviously some people will commit crimes to have more things, to have more money, etc. So again, horrible stuff can happen just because people want to have more things or more money. Yes, they will kill somebody, they will steal from another person. In other words, they will commit crimes. Really bad stuff, right? And so many of my students who work on this topic with me get stuck here and they say, oh, this is horrible and we are monsters. Well, I don't think so myself. So first of all, if I have a look around and connect with my friends, my family, my neighbors, I realize that we are all good people, that we work just to have a decent life and to spend quality time together or a quality time with our families, maybe send our children on holiday from time to time, make sure they go to school, make sure that they are fairly happy human beings, right? We don't do that out of greed. We don't do that just because we want to have a better computer and faster car and bigger house, right? Very few people actually operate according to those principles. I also know that if I turn off the TV and stop reading newspapers for a while, I realized that the world is a much better place, that actually it's not filled with criminals and bandits and people who just want to harm other people, right? We work to support one another. We set up communities. We work together for common good. Everywhere, anywhere you are, you were born in the world, anywhere you go in the world, all people want the same thing. They want to have a happy life, yes, connect with their families, with their friends, etc. So we are not monsters, and the world is not so bad. So look what I've done here. I took the argument to agree. I chose 2 arguments because that will be enough for my IELTS essay to write 250 words. And then I looked at the other side of that argument. So it's much easier to plan. I literally need to come up with 2 ideas and then to find the 2 opposing ideas to have my essay plan ready. So the first thing we will do to warm ourselves up is to write the paraphrase of the topic. And here I have an exciting task for you. We will need to paraphrase both sentences from the task, the first one and the second one, except for the question, of course. Now, paraphrase is a very funny word, and sometimes it sends us off to the land where we actually don't know what we're doing. What I want you to imagine is that you need to explain this topic to your child who's, I don't know, 8, 10 years old, or your niece or your nephew or your neighbor's child, right? How would you explain this topic to someone like that? Okay, without making it too sweet and cute, but you can explain the topic in simple words. That's all you need to do. Don't make the paraphrase too complicated. I read hundreds of essays every year with paraphrases so complicated that they actually simply don't make sense. Okay, don't let that happen to you. So easy does it. You will have enough time and enough space in your essay after you've written this first sentence where you can show off with your English. So here it's all about clarity. Make sure that your reader understands what your topic, what your essay is going to be about. So here we are. Here is my paraphrase. It doesn't have to be complicated. And at some point, I always have this conversation with my students, with my advanced students. You don't have to make things unnecessarily complicated to sound like an advanced learner. It's actually probably the other way around. So here we are. More than ever before, people are concerned with owning commodities, and it seems that they forget about being kind towards others. Easy. Now we are going to work on the second sentence of this essay, and that's your thesis statement, as mentioned before. To do that, we need to keep an eye on our plan, because that sentence will inform our reader as to what the essay is really going to be about. Now, if you think about it, when you read articles in the newspaper, the introductions of those articles are packed with knowledge, packed with information to help you decide if that article is any good for you, yes, if it contains the information that you need. Now you need to do the same as you write your essay. So let me throw it out here. Take a few seconds to read. So what happened here? There you go. I've mentioned my argument, first argument to agree, and the second one. And then I've mentioned the argument to disagree, and another one. So this sentence tells my reader precisely what I'm thinking and what my essay is going to be about. As you can see here, I do not use anything like, I agree with this statement, or I agree and disagree with this statement. You don't have to tell them that. It is better when you show them what you think, okay? This sentence speaks for itself. Now, there is one problem with this one. It is a little bit too informal. You're writing an IELTS academic essay, I'm assuming, and so we need to make it a little bit more formal. Here we go. I've kept all the elements in place, but I removed we and our world and our people and our families. Yes, it's just a pure, formal, academic sentence. Yes, no personal fluff. But still, I have kept all the elements together in it. Yes, I've used the passive structure to show off with my knowledge of formal academic English. Everything is just fine. So this is how you can upgrade your introductions to band 7, 8, or 9. This is a band 7, 8, or 9 kind of a thesis statement. So let's have a look at the whole introduction. Have a read through this. Now, as a reader, you know exactly what's going to happen in this essay. Beautiful. It's 55 words long. I've checked. This is all you need to start a beautiful essay that it has a chance to be a much higher level kind of essay. This is where you're writing your essay, not because you want to pass the IELTS test, you're writing your introduction, you're writing your essay because you want to tell another human being what you think about the topic. And that's a much easier and much useful approach for you because you will simply write a better essay. So this kind of work we are going to do, as I said earlier, with the writing enthusiasts members who will also have the power to vote what our essay of the month will be next. And this is what we will do together during a live call as part of the writing enthusiasts membership. So please join us. So once again, the technique. How do you practice with the essay of the month? Set your timer for 10 minutes. The first 4 or 5 minutes, you read the task mindfully, create a clear, simple plan. Yes, remember, you must be clear on what you want to say before you start writing. The better your plan, the better your essay. In the next 5 minutes, you will write your introduction. That's only 2 sentences. In the first one, you paraphrase the task. In other words, you tell the reader what the task is about in your own words so that they have the background for the essay, they understand the context. And then in the second sentence of your essay, you sort of present the essence of your plan. You want to tell the reader what you're thinking, where you're going with this whole essay. The last minute, please check if you have answered the question, if your introduction contains all the elements they've asked you to consider in the task. Check for logic, check if it makes sense, check for grammar, spelling, eliminate repetition. So you're aiming to do this, you're aiming to write your introduction within 2 sentences. to make sure that you expressed yourself in that clear, concise form. This is something that we would expect for you to do if you want to get band 7, 8, or 9. Now, you may be wondering what will happen with the paragraphs for this essay. So normally my students will write one paragraph to agree, one paragraph to disagree. Again, this essay structure is asking for trouble. This essay structure suggests that you probably are either too lazy to think for yourself, or you don't care, or simply you have not considered other options. This is a standard and average that I see in a lot of essays that cannot get more than band 6, maybe 6.5, because their vocabulary and grammar are good. So how do you structure an essay like this? Well, if you consider this table horizontally, in the first line, we're talking about family, right? And in the second line, we're talking about society. Your essay, again, will be structured much better if you consider combining the argument to agree with the corresponding argument to disagree, and give your body paragraph a clear topic that is not I agree, okay, or I disagree. So here we're combining the two to talk about family, to show, well, on the one hand, yes, some parents are really nasty, they forget about their children, they're very materialistic, etc., etc. On the other hand, that's not really the description of most of the people in this world, right? And then you'll do the same with the society. In the second paragraph, you'll talk about people committing crimes on the one hand, and being really horrible to each other. But you know that not everyone is like that. You will talk about communities, you will talk about people wanting simply happiness and good life, and peace, and sense of safety and security among their neighbors, right? So this would be something that we do with the Pro Lounge members. We will write the entire essay together during a live call every month. We will consider how to structure our paragraphs, how to actually write each and every sentence of a paragraph for it to make sense. So you can join us. As a Pro Lounge member, you will have access to this kind of content. So do tell me how it was for you. You can write your comments below. Have you planned an essay like this before? Have you written your introductions using similar process? If not, this may be one of the reasons why you're stuck in band 6. As I said before, you really need to improve. You really need to have a different approach to your introductions and to essay planning if you want to have a higher score, if you want to get out of that band 6 trap, if you want band 7 or 7.5. So tell me what your story is, share in the comments. And here I want to quickly talk about the membership. So this is the entire list of my memberships, apart from the gratitude party. So these are the memberships where you can actually learn something, where you can study with me. And so I want to show you the first 3. So these are, well, for a price of cup of coffee and maybe a piece of cake with it, you can start studying with me in the Just Do It membership. I am adding videos to this membership every week. This is where you will see the worksheet for the essay of the month, also the worksheet for the report of the month, and also reading question of the month. And you have some discount on my one-to-one IELTS compass session. Reading enthusiasts and writing enthusiasts, if you want to concentrate on just one of these skills, and this is where we will have 30-minute live group calls, 2 calls for the writing enthusiasts, every month 1 call for reading enthusiasts, and also they will be accompanied with videos. Also, you have the voting power, so you will be voting for reading question of the month, but also for writing enthusiasts, you will vote for the essay of the month and report of the month. I would say quite a powerful set of benefits. The next 3 memberships, this is sort of the higher tier. This is where in the Pro Lounge you get 3 hours of live group calls per month. So this is pretty much a mini IELTS course for you. You will obviously have access to reading and writing enthusiasts and Just Do It memberships and everything that they bring with them. But like I said, 3 hours of live group calls, videos, and also at this point, we, if you want, I will put you in our Telegram group. So this is where you can ask your questions, exchange ideas with each other, ask me questions. So you have access to the whole group, to the whole community doing this with you. Obviously, some lovely discounts as well. And then in the Mastery, again, Mastery will contain the material from all previous memberships. So you will have 3 live group calls from Pro Lounge, as well as from the writing enthusiasts and reading enthusiasts. At this point, I've added one-to-one sessions for you. So you have every month, you have a 45-minute session, writing feedback, and then 1 45-minute session devoted to reading. VIP treatment, this is where you have all the benefits of all other tiers. You have almost, well, you have 4.5 hours of live group calls per month. You also have those 2 45-minute sessions, one-to-one, and on top of that, a package of 4 one-hour sessions, one-to-one sessions with me per month. Okay, so these are the memberships. And I will see you on the other side. Let me know if there is anything you would like me to add, if you would like me to change anything. Let me know what you need. I'm happy to follow your feedback. This is what I see right now in front of me. This is my lovely messy desk. Okay, see you soon. And stop this recording. Bye.